Well, hot diggity dog. The king of YouTube released a video on his channel last night with the thumbnail saying, don't spend money. Why? I'm a financial minimalist. And I said, man, it's the king of YouTube. I gotta watch this video. I gotta see what he has to say. And I watched every second of that video, okay? And during the course of that video, he goes on to say he makes over $1 million a year. He makes over $150,000 a month from YouTube, which is absolutely an amazing number, and congrats, Graham. That is insane. Okay, now he's mentioned this on previous videos as well, but that is absolutely incredible. Okay, now also during the course of this video, he goes on to say he hardly spends any money, okay? And I mean, like, not just as a percent of his income, he hardly spends anything in relation to like an average normal person, never minding somebody that's literally in the 1%, okay? So to get in the 1% of the United States of America, you need to basically have an income of somewhere around $400,000 to $500,000, okay? Now, if you look at Graham's numbers, he's talking about he makes over $150,000 a month just from YouTube, never mind all his other income sources, okay? So needless to say, Graham's probably in the 0.5%, okay, which is like way better than the 1%, okay? Yet he spends almost nothing, okay? He spends almost nothing. And then this got me to think, like what does this mean for the economy? What if everybody was like Graham Stephan? They didn't spend any money, okay? And in the era of, you have people that talk about how much money they make and how much money they spend, you know, the rapper culture of, you know, the watches and the necklaces and, you know, the huge houses and the Ferraris. And that whole era of flexing to the limit, okay, and just spending all the money you have and who cares what happens tomorrow. We have Graham Stephan over here on the opposite side saying, hey man, I make a ton of money, okay, but I don't spend any money. It's like a whole like reverse flexing, and it's like, whoa, what is going on here, okay? And so let's actually talk about this. What if everybody was like Graham Stephan? What would happen to the economy, okay? So here's how the economy works in the simplest form possible, okay? You have people out there spending money, okay? So person A, they go ahead and they spend money with person B. Person B goes ahead and spends that money with person C, and it keeps the whole cycle going, okay? Or you have a business, an actual business, you know, they spend money with the other business over there, business B, and this is called B2B selling. You have B2C selling, which is businesses selling to consumers, and you have B2B, which is businesses selling to other businesses. Then business B gets that money, they go ahead and spend that with business C, and it keeps the whole cycle going, okay? Or what you have happen is you have like person A, they take out some debt, okay? This could be consumer debt. They want to go buy a flat screen TV or they want to buy something, so they take out debt, they take out a car loan, whatever, and they go ahead and spend that money. Person B makes money off that. They go ahead and spend that money on person C. Person C goes ahead and spends that money back with person A, and person A is able to pay off that debt, okay? Or you have a business take out debt. Most corporations out there have debt, okay? That's just a fact. Some have, you know, incredible amounts of debt. So you have businesses take out debt, they go ahead and spend that money on other businesses. Those businesses spend the money on business C. Business C goes ahead and spends that money back with business A. So business A is able to pay off their debt, okay? Now the Graham Stephan economy is a much different economy, okay? This is the Graham Stephan economy. One is we have a massive amount of money coming to him, as he tells us, okay, in his video. He makes a lot of money, and that's freaking amazing, okay? And this money goes straight to him. But the difference with the Graham Stephan economy is Graham Stephan doesn't spend that money with person B. He's like, maybe I'll spend it. Nah, I'm not spending that money with you. So no money's passed through to person B, so then no money can be passed through to person C, okay? Now this is okay, and this definitely still works for Graham because there's so many people that spend so much money, and a lot of people that spend every dollar that comes in, that he's able to continue to still make a ton of money and not have to spend it, and it doesn't take down the entire economy, okay? But here's where this starts to get real interesting. What if everybody was like Graham Stephan, okay? What if everybody was like Graham Stephan? Well, essentially you wouldn't have that, you know, person B getting any money, so they can't even spend money with person C. You wouldn't have, if your business is thought like this, right? And they never spent money with another business, then business B never gets any money, they can't spend that money with business C. And here's where it gets real interesting. Imagine if person B never makes any money and person C never makes any money, then person A can't even pay off their debt, okay? Or in the bottom example there on the bottom right, business A, if nobody's spending spending money back with them, they can't even pay off their debt, which would end up causing the entire economy to collapse, okay? So Graham Stephan says he makes over $150,000 a month just from YouTube, okay? Now we gotta ask ourselves, how come? How does he make that much money from just YouTube, okay? Well, because businesses advertise, okay? And there's ads that are shown on YouTube. So if the businesses advertise, but why are businesses choosing to spend so much money in advertising Graham Stephan's channel? Well, because people will likely buy their products and services. But if everybody just chose tomorrow to just stop buying products and services and just stop spending money, then guess what also happens? Businesses stop advertising because they would have no money to advertise, and there would be no reason to even advertise in the first place, because like, oh, nobody's going to buy anything and we don't have any money, so we're going to need to go bankrupt anyway, so let's not even advertise. And all of a sudden your $150,000 a month from YouTube becomes zero because no businesses have any money to spend, because nobody will buy their products and services, okay? Now, also, Graham Stephan also owns real estate investment properties, okay? He has this video, just bought my 6th property house tour, and in this video he goes on to show, you know, his 6th property he has there, and he goes on to show the property, okay? So Graham Stephan makes what's called rental income. Now, why does Graham Stephan make rental income? Well, because people have jobs and they have income sources, so they can afford to pay him those rental fees to live in the houses that he owns, right? Or duplexes or condos or whatever it is he owns, because they have jobs, because they have income, okay? Now, why do they have jobs? Why do they have income? Well, because people spend money at businesses, so they can go ahead and spend money back with Graham Stephan and actually pay to live in his rental properties there, okay? But what if everyone spent no money just like Graham Stephan, okay? What would end up happening in this scenario? Well, do you remember the Great Recession? That would be like nothing, okay? If everybody just stopped spending money on products and services, it would be like the Great Depression again, okay? I mean, we're talking food lines, soup lines, because no one would have any jobs, okay? No one would have any jobs because we just wouldn't need it. There would just be like mass unemployment because no one's spending any money, and the more contracting that happens in the economy, the less spending that goes on, the less other people have money to spend, and the less businesses can hire. And instead of worrying about how do we hire more people, they start to worry about how do we fire more people, because we need to lay off people, because guess what? People aren't spending money on our products and services right now, so we need to lay off mass amounts of workers. And it's like the dominoes. Once you get the dominoes rolling the wrong way, they all come crumbling down. So the less money this person makes over here means the less money they can spend. The less money they can spend means the less money the next person makes. And it's literally just picture dominoes all falling the wrong way. That's what happens when the economy goes south in a major way, and you have a really bad recession or you have a really bad depression. It's just mass amounts of people stop spending or literally can't spend because no one's buying products and services out there, okay? So I know we like to make fun of the people that buy the massive mansions and the private jets and all those sorts of things, okay? So I got a picture of a, you know, ridiculous house here. Like, look at that house. Like, it's just insane, okay? So some people say, oh my gosh, that's so greedy of those people to live in that huge, massive house, okay? And here's what I think. When I see a picture of a house like that, here's what I think, okay? I think, man, a lot of people are making a lot of money from that mansion, okay? First, you have the selling agent and the buyer's agent, because that person went ahead and bought that house. And the seller's agent and buyer's agent, which, by the way, Graham Stephan is a realtor, okay? They both are going to make a fortune on that house. That house probably sold for millions of dollars, if not 10 million plus. And the selling agent and the buyer's agent, man, they're going to be able to feed their families for a long time off that commission check, okay? So they get to make a bunch of money. And if you have a house that size, you're going to need a whole crew of maids, okay? One person is not going to be enough. You're going to need a whole crew. So guess what? Now a bunch of maids are going to be employed because they got to go ahead and clean that massive house, okay? Did you see the yard of that house and how well groomed it was? You're going to need a whole bunch of landscapers over there at that house, okay? So now you have a bunch of landscapers that have jobs purely because that person decided to buy that massive mansion, okay? You're going to need some security. You can't just have a massive mansion like that and not have some security, okay? So now you're going to have a bunch of cameras around your house. You have a whole, a full security company that monitors the property and whatnot. So now they all have jobs, okay? The insurance company, you're going to need a lot of insurance on a massive place like that. The insurance workers, the insurance agents, they all make money off this. You're going to need that house painted every once in a while, right? You can't have this big massive mansion and look all crappy. Like every once once in a while, you're going to need to have that thing painted. So guess what? Painting crews are going to make some money when they paint that house. Let me just tell you that. And oh my gosh, you're going to have so many rooms. You have so much square footage. You're going to need some furniture, right? So the furniture makers, okay, the people that make the furniture, you're going to need a lot of that in that house. So you need a lot of furniture, okay? You know, my dad, he ran a small pool business, okay? So how we basically had food on the table at night was because people chose to have pools, and that house, that has a pool, okay? You're going to need a pool man, if not a pool crew, to, you know, clean that pool every single week and keep it nice and clean and looking sparkly, right? So you're going to need a pool man, and you're going to need a lot more stuff. However, now what if that person chose, nah, I'm not going to get that massive mansion. Instead of that, you know, I have all this money. I could easily afford the house, but instead of that, I'm just going to live in a one-bedroom apartment, okay? I'm just going to live in a one-bedroom apartment. You know, I'm just going to, you know, keep all my money in the bank. You know, I'm not going to spend it. I just want to, you know, keep all that money in there, and it makes me feel good, and I'm just going to live in a one-bedroom apartment. Well, guess what? There was no need to have a seller's agent, buyer's agent. No one's making money on that. There's no need to have maids when you have a one-bedroom apartment. No need for landscapers, security, none of that stuff. So immediately, all those jobs are taken away. And that's kind of what I think about when I think about, you know, if somebody's spending a ton of money, bravo to them, because they're just creating a bunch of jobs out there, okay? If somebody goes ahead and buys a private jet, guess what? I don't look at that as like greedy and, oh, they shouldn't buy that private jet. Guess what? It took a lot of people to put that private jet together, and a lot of companies made money on that private jet. And somebody probably made a commission check on selling that private jet. And he probably needs pilots to go ahead and fly that private jet. So somebody's employed flying that plane around. And then somebody's probably got to keep maintenance on that plane to, you know, keep it in the air, right? And so all these people are making money off of that private jet. And in my opinion, that's a good thing for the economy, because that's what keeps us all going, okay? So I just wish there could be a happy medium for like people that make money between like those that spend everything that comes in and those that spend nothing. I mean, the happy medium is the perfect place, in my opinion, where you can buy goods and services, realize you're helping out the economy, but at the same time putting money away, so you're investing money and you're not just spending every dollar that comes in. Because in my opinion, both scenarios are a disaster. If you're not spending any money or you're spending everything, neither is good. And think about it. If we didn't have jobs, the only thing we could do is smash a like button.